Hello students, today we see the mechanism of water absorption. This is the next point in topic plant-water relation. In this point, we study two subpoints, plant parts involved in water absorption. Second subpoint, types of water absorption. When we see structures involved in water absorption, here the diagram of plant cell, and this plant cell shows different plant parts. So among these, vacuoles, tonoplast, protoplast, cell wall and plasmodesmata are the plant parts which plays important role in water absorption. Now we see the diagram of plant root. This plant root, it mainly shows the three parts. First one, area of cell division and the growth. Next one, the zone of cell elongation, and third one, the zone of cell maturation. So when we see these parts one by one, the first region, area of cell division, or it is also called as the meristematic region. The meristem, which is present at its tip and its function to produces new cell. It is an area of cell division and cell growth. When we see the next, that is the zone of elongation. In this area, cell increases in size through food and water absorption. As they grow, they push the root through the soil. And third region, the zone of cell maturation or zone of maturation, is directly beneath the stem. Here, cell becomes specific tissue such as epidermis, cortex or vascular tissues. The main also in the zone of maturation, it consists of the root hairs. So, the root hairs are delicate elongated epidermal cells, and generally they increases the roots absorptive area and its absorption capacity. Root hairs usually live for 1 to 2 days. When a plant is transplanted, they easily torn off, or they may dry out in sun. Now we see the path of water. Now for this we see, for absorption of water the plant requires root system, and when we see in the root system, the root hair is very much important. Root hair is in direct contact with soil, and the when we see the epidermal cells which produces root hair is in contact with the number of cortical cells which present inside the root, and finally through cortical cells the establishes contact with xylem tissues in the central vascular cylinder of root. During the absorption of water from soil, water enters the root hairs through cortical cells and finally reaches the xylem element. This movement of water is possible only if there is sufficient suction pressure gradient from root hairs up to xylem element. This suction pressure gradient is the water absorption capacity of all cells from root hairs to xylem elements, and it is the force essential for absorption of water. When we see the next point, movement of water, there are three types of the movements of water takes place. One is apoplastic movement, second one is symplastic movement, and third one is transmembrane pathway or vacuolar pathway. So the diagram shows the symplastic pathway and apoplastic pathway. So when we see one by one both these, the first one is the apoplastic pathway. The apoplastic movement of water in plants occurs extensively through cell wall without crossing any membrane. The cortex receives majority of water through apoplastic ways as loosely bound cortical cells do not offer any resistance, but the movement of water in root beyond cortex apoplastic pathway is blocked by Casparian strips present in the endodermis. When we see the symplastic pathway, the movement of water from one cell to another cell through plasmodesmata is called symplastic pathway of water movement. This pathway comprises the network of cytoplasm of all cells interconnected by plasmodesmata. When we see difference between apoplast pathway and symplast pathway, there are distinct points. So first one, in apoplast pathway, it consists of non-living parts of plant body, that is cell walls and intercellular spaces, while the symplast pathway consists of living parts of plant body, that is protoplasts connected by plasmodesmata. In apoplastic pathway, there is little resistance in movement of water, while in symplast, some resistance occurs in the movement of water through symplast. The apoplast pathway is always faster, while symplast is slightly slower. The next, in apoplast pathway, metabolic state of root does not affect apoplast pathway, while in symplast pathway, metabolic state of root directly affects symplast pathway. And when we see the third type, that is transmembrane pathway or vacuolar pathway. In plant roots, water movement from soil till the endodermis occurs through apoplastic pathway, that is only through cell wall, is nothing but the vacuolar pathway. The Casparian strips in the endodermis, they are made up of wax-like substances, suberin, which blocks the water and solute movement through the cell wall of endodermis. As a result, water is forced to move through cell membrane and may cross the tonoplast of vacuole. This movement of water through cell membrane is called transmembrane pathway. We can define vacuolar pathway as movement of water molecules in plant cells via vacuoles located in the cytoplasm of cell. Water moves by osmosis across the vacuoles of the cells of root system. The water moves down a concentration gradient from soil solution to xylem.